Morning. Today we're going to be working on the old emergency brake handle. Of course, it's all rusted and seized up in there. I'm going to try and figure out how this thing comes apart. Alright, so I worked on it a little bit and I've got it to... Okay, so I can twist it back and forth, but I can't. Oh, hey, there it goes. Look at that. And all that rust. How does that come out of there? I've got it all freed up. I can turn it and move it back and forth and slide it. But in order to get this completely apart, I have it turned all the way, and I can't get the old cable out or be able to put the new one in there. So we have to get this pin out. Alright, so I tried a few different things, couldn't get it to break loose. I ended up putting a pair of vice grips on it and broke it off. But that did allow it to finish coming on out of here. And it's just that ball. Has these two catches that catch on the notches in the handle. Don't lose those. They do have some sort of spring, really thin piece of metal around them, but the handle mounts like this, so gravity actually keeps them falling down. I think we just got to get all the rust off of them and put a clear coat on it. I think those will still be fine. Once you put it together, they can't fall back out. I think pull these, turn these like that. See, this side's got a slot on it, and this side just, they're stuck in that. Ah. So here's the, just a little piece of metal. Must have been a tiny, tiny spring in there. You got to pay attention to which direction this is facing. There's one side square, the other side's got angle to it. Pay attention to that, because that's what the point angled part's what actually catches on the handle. So be sure to put it back together that way. I'm not gonna worry about those springs. I'm probably just gonna move on with my life. I'm gonna hand wire brush this real quick, and then I'm gonna throw it in the sandblaster. See how clean we can get it. All right, so after I got this apart, I figured out something. What it was, the rust was too much rust in there, and I couldn't push this forward enough. But there is a hole to line that up to push that pin out. You could drive it out with a little punch. It's got a little spline on it. I didn't see that. I didn't think it'd go that far. It's just the rust stopped me from getting to it. Anyway, this is the 49, and it's not gonna work. So I found the original finally. That's the only reason I didn't take it apart first, because I couldn't find it, and I actually got it found. My uncle found it, and it's a different design. It allows for a C-clip to hold the end of the brake cable. So now, after cleaning all that up, I got to clean all this up. I had pulled this first one out of the spare car I've been using. It was a 1949 Shoebox. Got it all cleaned up and everything, and I realized that there's a part of this is broken off and missing. And it should look like this, and it doesn't, obviously. But this is the original one out of the 50. As you can see, it has the whole piece there. So the 49 has this mounting plate that's supposed to go against the firewall, but when I put it on there, it's just a little bit, the holes are about the 1/4 inch off on the dashboard because this is too tight up because it doesn't give enough room. The one that's actually out of the 50 will go anywhere in the firewall because the length of it, and it had a rubber grommet that went over it like that. So I have to order the grommet still. The handle from the 49 is in better shape than the handle out of the 50. So a lot more rust on this one. So we're gonna use the 50 main bracket with the 49 handle that I've cleaned up. The 50 actually still had a good spring in it. The 49s was all rusted away. See, that's the spring that pushes the catching tabs down, I guess. I don't know what they're technically called. But this very thin, I mean, I don't think this is a 1/16 of an inch thick piece of metal. And I don't know that I can get a new one. So I'm just gonna be real careful with this one and lube it up real good after I put it back together, because I think it's still in decent shape. It's still springy. It'll be all right. In order to put this together, you're gonna put the spring on the side with just the holes. This side's got the slot in it to slide the pin in. This side got the holes. And it's gonna go, hopefully you can see that. It's a small piece. Gonna go in like that, and one of the tabs is gonna go through the hole on that spring. Remember, the slope part, the angle part is what catches on the e-brake handle. That slid in there, pushed into the hole. You got it slid through and pushed the hole. And the spring is on the back side of it. Is that right? Oh, that ain't right. There we go. Oh, come on. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Hey, I got it. Look at that. There's the side they're slid into. It is hard to see that in there, isn't it? But I got the spring. See, I got this tab is through the hole on the spring, and the spring is caught on this side of that. So when it goes to push it up, the spring will help push it back down. First, we're gonna do this little dry lube with Teflon PB Blaster. I really like this stuff. Alright, so you gotta hold your tabs back up in order to get your handle back in. There's that one. Got that one. It should. Turn the handle. I think we're good to go. This pin, there's a pin that goes in that hole. It's just a little pin. You got a little spline on it, and we gotta tap that back in there. Let me get that cleaned up a little bit, get all the rust off of it. Just gonna set it in there. Alright, so this is the new emergency brake cable. What you do, just slide it in, if you can see that. Very simple. Push it into there. Pull on the handle. And what's supposed to happen is that slides up right in the base, and there's a clip that apparently goes on here that I don't have. I've got to find a way to clamp that on there. Need to find a C-clip or maybe a fuel line clamp or something would work. That's how you put it together. Missing one piece. Ought to be fun to find that. Alright, so I got it all put together. I rigged up a small cotter pin and got it to go around that and was able to fold it over the edges. So here's the e-brake handle up. I pushed it in from the left side to the right. I was able to weave it around the circle there and then fold the tabs or whatever they are. Fold the extra over. It works, it holds it. I don't think it'll ever go anywhere, and once I put this together, no one will ever see it. So, hold on, twist it, push it back. You see the dry lube that I sprayed on there? That should last for many years. I think we're all good on that. Let me just take it. By the way, that's not just a grommet, it's like a cone-shaped grommet. It's about, I don't know, 2.5 inches long. You can see, maybe you can't see, but now it'll go into that grommet, and that allows my bolt holes to line up. And the e-brake handle is installed. Now I just gotta connect it to the cables in the back on the rear end somehow. That's gonna be another project. All right, on to the next thing.